Hellsreich. Hellsreich is a fan-made miniseries turned film found on YouTube, depicting the grimdark world of the 40K universe, specifically relating to the novel of the same name, Hellsreich. Obviously, I'll be explaining the ending and showing the final clip, so spoiler warnings in advance. In Hellsreich, we follow the story of Grimaldus, a space marine of the Black Templars, and a newly promoted one at that. Directed by Richard Boyle, who has worked on several 40K projects at this point, all excellent uses of cinematography in their own rights, and animated allegedly by Simon Peterson. I couldn't find confirmation on his involvement, but he's such an accomplished animator in this community, he was hired by the Warhammer Game Studio. I have given the artist their due, and I've made my mandatory one remark at the state of the Warhammer Studios. So, now on to the essay. Hellsreich, the 2-hour and 29-minute animated film, does something rather unique, and something I can't seem to find in another movie. Animated movies, especially those of more serious nature like Hellsreich, use their animation as a way to show the story, more or less like a camera, nothing fancy to it. However, in Hellsreich, the quality of the movie changes a lot. And I don't mean it gets fuzzy when the hero takes a hit to show he's got a concussion. I mean, it goes from black and white, and like this, to like this. I mean, that's a pretty big change. So why does this movie about 7-foot-tall men in armor fighting fungus have such a radical style of animation? Well, it services the plot. Specifically, Grimaldus' growth through the story. Specifically, Grimaldus' growth throughout the progress of the movie. Grimaldus, at the beginning of the movie, is having a crisis of purpose, survivor's guilt, and a dash of PTSD. He's unable to comprehend why he survived. This is a clip from the beginning of the third act that sums it up pretty good.
He is not ready. He is a master of small engagements and a warrior beyond peer, but he is not a leader of the chapter.
The Forge Master speaks the truth, High Marshal. Grimaldus is flawed by hesitation. A second's delay in all he does, and it is no secret why. He holds himself to his master's standards. Doubt clings to him, darkening his place in the chapter.
He is shaken by Mordred's death. He seeks his place in the Eternal Crusade.
In the coming war, I will give him the chance to find that place.
The movie opens with a dialogue. Nothing necessarily exceptional, nothing crazy, but he talks about how he can feel it in his bones that this next battle will be his last. He knows it's his duty to fight and die for the Emperor, but he does wonder why this thought has become so prominent in his mind, why he believes death is so certain come next battle. As the movie progresses, the quality slowly gets better. See this clip, and then this one. It shows instead of tells how Grimaldus feels, how he thinks about what's going on. Grimaldus, to his displeasure, is tasked with leading the defense of Hellsreich. Though through the course of defending Hellsreich, he comes to understand why he survived, what his purpose is, and how he slowly comes to terms with his duty in this well-written scene. Grimaldus and the guardsmen, the standard infantry of the city, look as the enemy approaches by the millions, it's implied. As they watch the enemy approach, Grimaldus apologizes to them. For such a city, such men should not have to waste ammo on such a worthless enemy. This is the first time we see color in the movie, 53 minutes in.
This is what they send, this rabble. We hold one of the mightiest cities on the face of the planet. The fury of its guns sends all skyborne enemies to the ground in flames. We stand united in our thousands. Our weapons without number, our purity without question. and our hearts beating courage through our blood. And this is how they attack us? Brothers and sisters, a legion of beggars and alien dregs wheezes its way across the plains. Forgive me when the moment comes that they whine and weep against our walls. Forgive me that I must order you to waste ammunition upon their worthless bodies. I have heard many souls speak my name in whispers since I came to Hellsreich. I ask you now, do you know me? Do you know me? Yes! I am Grimaldus of the Black Templars, a brother to the steel legions of this defiant world. Never again in life will your actions carry such consequence. Never again will you serve as you serve now. No duty will matter as much, and no glory will taste as true. We are the defenders of Hellsreich. On this day, we carve our legend in the flesh of every alien we slay. Will you stand with me? Yes! Sons and daughters of the Imperium, our blood is the blood of heroes and martyrs. The Xenos dare defile our city. They dare tread the sacred soil of our world. We will throw their bodies from these walls when the final day dawns. This is our city. This is our world. Say it, cry it out, so the bastards in orbit will hear our fury. Run, alien dogs. Come to me. Come to us all. Come and die in blood and fire. For the Templars. For the Steel Legion. For Hellsreich. Louder. They cannot hear you, brothers. Hurl yourselves at these walls, inhuman filth. Die in our blades. I am Grimaldus of the Black Templars and will cast your carcasses from these holy walls.
The movie progresses as the story does, the quality stays the same for a while in the opening days of the war. However, when things go wrong, and they often do in the grimdark of this world, we lose it. When another hive city is destroyed, we get this clip.
This is Damaska. Tank destroyed. Most likely part of the second group that passed you an hour ago.
Scout Team 3, proceed as instructed with all due caution.
Ready, Andre?
I have 3 dead packs left, okay? 3 more tanks must die. Then I get that caffeine the captain promised.
However, when an Orc Sampa is destroyed moments later by a Titan, we regain color, as well as a bit of fighting spirit among the Space Marines.
It is said that the Greenskins raise their Titans as idols to their strange piggish gods. That would explain why they're so hideous.
Engine kill?
Reinforcement is acknowledged.
They're coming.
You said that half an hour ago.
I know, but they're coming. Reinforcements are en route. You said that half an hour ago. The bastards are rolling armor up the road. Did I hear you shouting about reinforcements again? They're coming. Thrown white is everyone whining about that.
Your request for reinforcement is acknowledged.
It comes together here, though, with the death of a brother. For really, all of this act, the movie has looked like this. He's found purpose, he understands it, he accepts it with all the loyalty and commitment you would see in a Black Templar. But for a fleeting moment, it does not matter. For a moment, he is the man he was before, filled with guilt and wondering why something many of war stories ask. Why he lives and they did not.
Kador. Ambush along enemy-controlled portions of Hell's Highway. Gene seed recovered. The 36th day. 36 days of grueling siege. Almost half of Hellsreich gone. Lost to smoke and flame in bitter, galling defeat. Brother, now is not the time to grieve. It is done. It is strange. I do not wish to leave him. That is not Kador. Kador is gone. You are leaving nothing behind. You are heartless, brother. Even for one who wears the black, that is a cold thing to say. I loved him, as one can love any warrior that fights by your side for 200 years, boy. I will miss Kador for the few days that remain to me, before this war kills me as well. But no, I do not grieve. There is nothing to grieve over when a life has been led in service to the throne. I see. We will speak of this again. Now mount up, brothers.
Now I can go into the writing on its own, how Grimaldus has a lot of character growth outside of what we see through the camera, especially in relation to the guardsmen, who he sees as worthless and puny compared to him and his fellow Space Marine brothers. But by the end of the movie, he makes a claim no one would make in this universe. How it's the guardsmen and their blood who laid the foundations for the Empire, who make the Empire what it is. How these mortal men are defining of what humanity should be in the name of the God Emperor. And that shows a lot of growth, especially given Space Marine and Guardsman's history. However, it's in this moment of a brother dying and the end of the film where we see this animation shine, depicting the state of Grimaldus. At the end of this film, Grimaldus leaves the guardsmen to cheer him on, the hero of Hellsreich they call him. But the movie has a level of quality to it that hasn't been seen since the beginning, only this time, the film favors white instead of the black shadows and darkness that surrounded the film beforehand. Of course, it is now day and the sky shines above them, but that I feel was intentional because Grimaldus, while now alone and guilty about his survival again, while his brothers and the guard lay dead, understands that they died heroes of Hellsreich, and for a Black Templar, that is the highest honor a soldier could have. And now he understands why in the last clip, we see that not only through his voice, but through the camera that has been our window into this world, and Grimaldus' mind. Before I depart, I shall leave you with Hellsreich's final stand. May the Emperor be with you.
Kill them all! Let none survive! Never has an alien defied this holiest of places!
Take heart, brothers! Fight in the Emperor's name!